All car enthusiasts have a dream car in the back of their mind. Some people leave it there, some go on to build a version of it, while others go all out. Bob did exactly that with his interpretation of the Ultimate Z.
Hi, my name's Bob, I'm 38 from the Gold Coast and this is my Nissan 330Z concept car. Well, I wanted to get a vehicle that had a good body shape that I could basically strip down and restyle. The 300ZX had a very low shaped roof, adapted very well to European sort of style modifications to bring it sort of closer to a European supercar but without alienating its Japanese heritage.
What Bob has ended up with is one of the most customised cars in our scene. It's so modified that most people struggle to work out what it is. Every part of the car has been modified in some way, so let's take a look. The front bar is a modified trust item with Nismo clear indicators and a carbon splitter. There's a Stillen louvered air duct and a modified veil side vented bonnet to help the engine. Speaking of airflow, there's a custom roof scoop, aero mirrors, a GT wing and acrylic quarter windows with NACA ducts.
Pretty much had a vision in my head. I had a dream one night of the car looking like this with the Viper stripes and just basically sat down the next couple of weeks and did a lot of illustrations, design drawings. Just did a thorough research on the car before I even actually bought the car or started buying parts. Bought car parts for 2 years before I actually bought the car, so I was very committed. Bought it from the auctions myself in Japan. What I designed was going to be ideal for what I wanted, and that was to be a street car that was to be driven daily and also to do a little bit of track work and time attack with as well.
The roof channels have been filled in and the guards have been lipped and rolled. The side skirts are modified Bomex items and the rear bar is a one-off.
Yeah, well, a lot of inspiration obviously came from all the European exotics, Ferraris, Lamborghini, Porsche, and a lot of those design elements have obviously been brought into the car, but as I said, without alienating its Japanese heritage. I wanted the car basically to look like it was built like that rather than being a modified Japanese car.
The part that totally changes the look of the car is the custom buttress-style hatchback, which has a Ferrari F355 bootlip spoiler moulded in, with taillights from the same model. The little touches include the race fuel filler, bonnet pins, tow hook, and 350Z door handles. Oh, and did we mention the scissor door conversion?
From the original design, I think probably 90% of this car is still as it was designed. There was a couple of additions like the scissor doors, a few tiny little minor changes, but as far as all the bodywork styling, colour themes, colour choices, interior, accessories, that was pretty much all nailed in right from the start from the design. I didn't want to deviate too much from the original plan so that when the car was finished, it was the original image that I had in my head, and it pretty much is.
The lightning candy blue paint with diamond white stripes is accentuated by the white 19-inch ROH Medina rims, which are wrapped in monstrous 305/30 tyres at the rear. The interior is just as wild. All of the switchgear and lighting in the dash was redone, and it was filled with Carbon Series autometer gauges. False floors were made up before the entire interior was retrimmed in snow suede. Even inside, the hatches are retrimmed. The seats are Sparco Pro 2000 items and match the blue Nismo 4-point roll cage. The steering wheel and footrest are Sparco items, and the handbrake and gear knob are Isotta. The hatch has been remodelled with a massive carbon fibre trim piece, holding the Soundstream 10-inch subs, Clarion amp and nitrous bottle. The head unit is a Pioneer item, and there's Clarion speakers hidden in the factory locations.
The general perception of the car is awesome, you know. I've always got people coming out onto the street taking photos of it with their phones, and, you know, a lot of people do ask what it is. It does confuse a lot of people. That's sort of good in a way, you know, because you've sort of created something that no one's really seen, so as far as they're concerned, it could actually be another existing model that they just haven't seen. So the whole idea was to build a car that was going to look factory, that had the factory smoothness and the lines, nothing that was over the top and, you know, outrageous.
The customisation and style continues in the engine bay, which has been smoothed and painted. Some custom alloy and carbon panels hide some ugly bits, and what's in view has been painted and polished. But it's not all bling. The VG30 has been fitted with 300 horsepower high-flow turbos, custom dump pipes, the twin 3-inch exhaust, along with an HKS hard piping kit, Apexi blow-off valves, and a monster intercooler. Fuel demands are met by Tomei 550cc injectors, with a SARD fuel reg and braided lines. Bosch coil packs provide extra spark, while a PWR radiator and Searle oil cooler keep things cool, with 15 PSI through the Apexi AVCR boost controller and a Microtech computer calling the shots. King Z pumps out an easy 260 kilowatts at the wheels. More than any European exotic of the same era.
It was pretty much built predominantly for the show series for the first year. I do drive it every day now. It is getting driven in the rain now, which it wasn't a few months ago. So now's the time to really get out there and enjoy the car after working on it in a garage for 6 years.
A custom heavy-duty clutch helps the tough factory gearbox, while braking is improved with uprated rotors and pads. The Big Z is made more nimble by G4 coilovers, white line sway bars, and Cusco front and rear strut braces.
Well, the build definitely took longer than I thought it would. I thought I'd probably have the car built in about a year and a half, but as most modifiers find out, funds don't really allow that. It definitely took a lot longer, 6 years in total. I think definitely planning the project out from the start and doing the majority of the work yourself, I think you're always going to have more pride in it yourself. It'll always remain a street car because I love getting the looks for it. It's pretty much equivalent to driving a Ferrari or a Lamborghini as far as I'm concerned. It gets the same amount of looks, so definitely start going to open track days, Queensland Raceway, bring it down here, Eastern Creek, Oran Park, just have a little bit of fun.
With more customisation than many people would dream of doing, Bob has a car that's more unique than any European. Things have changed. Zed's not dead, baby. Isotta has been manufacturing unique